The reason why we can loop the ball so solidly and grip the ball firmly. When you want to adjust the arc, you can adjust the arc. When you want to rip it forward, you can. Let me teach you how to wrap around the ball. This is very important. Once you can wrap around the ball, any looping technique you can apply it, especially for those with weaker fundamentals or just starting to learn to loop. You must learn this. Let me tell you how to practice it. Most people feel they can't brush the ball well or wrap the ball. It's because when we swing this movement, we don't truly experience the feeling of gripping the ball with the fingers and wrist, and to go deeper. It's the feeling of the body driving the fingers and wrist to grip the ball. Because amateur players just swing. In the middle of swinging, I say, use your wrist a bit, and you just move your wrist slightly. Isn't this how you all play? So you don't experience the concentration of body power at this one point, and then transfer it to the brushing feeling. This is why professionals loop with precision and power, while amateurs loop with very short ball dwelling time. This leads to poor ball control. Watch how we loop. I don't even need to exert force. We can wrap the ball like holding it in our hand. This is how most people loop. They just hit it out. I do it like this. Can you feel the ball being spun by the rubber? This feeling of brushing the ball, being wrapped by the sponge. This feeling of gripping the ball with your hand, is extremely important. Any loop shot requires this. It makes your power concentrated and produces a strong spinny loop. We can then control the ball's arc. For example, against backspin, I can push through it or add more spin to counteract the spin and turn it into my own. Against topspin, I might not push through as much. No need for a high arc, just go forward and add acceleration and braking. I can fully control the ball. When practicing this acceleration and braking, what should you aim for? To your swing halfway. Try to focus on this half. Right here. Let the ball come to this position, at this spot, then grip and twist the racket. Use your thumb and index finger to pinch and twist the ball. This feeling. We need to practice this. Every loop must include this. The better you grip, the more control and quality your loop will have. Just do half the swing. Why half? To prevent you from just hitting the ball during the swing. Feed me a backspin. Watch closely. A full swing just pushes the ball. If the spin is stronger, it goes into the net. With half the swing, my loop is much stronger than a full swing. If I focus on looping like this, I can land 95 out of 100. If I focus at least 95 out of 100, I can loop all day and barely miss. Because I can control the spin and the arc. Once you learn this, you can do it too. The same applies to topspin. It's the same principle. Why practice this way? Because most people swing at a constant speed. When you want to add spin, you pinch the racket, but don't execute it properly. What does proper execution mean? Imagine my hand is the ball. When the ball hits the rubber and sponge, the rubber and blade have elasticity, right? It bounces off. Then you complete the rest of the swing, which is meaningless. Before looping, you bend your legs and rotate your waist to transfer power. There must be early power transfer. Finally, we use the hand to penetrate the sponge and brush the ball in an instant. Then the ball leaves. This is wrap the ball, not just hitting it out and completing the swing. You can't control the ball that way. It goes wherever it wants, not where I want it to go. Not with the arc I want. Not with the spin I want. So you must master this. Everything else becomes easier. Today's focus is on the forehand. This forehand technique is crucial. Why do I want you to practice this way? Just do half the swing. Stop the swing here. Then grip and twist with the wrist and fingers. And stop here. Don't move further. If you feel you can't reach the ball, move your body forward. Contact the ball here. Then stop. Your feeling will be, the swing is halfway. You'll experience what wrap the ball feels like. You'll feel that moment of concentrated power, not just swinging at a constant speed. This is extremely important. After stopping, what next? Watch closely. We're not just rotating the waist during this. At the end, use the waist to complete the rotation. Don't use the hand to swing the ball. These are two different concepts. One is swinging with the hand. After gripping the ball, swing with the hand. Watch the ball. It makes this sound. When you barely grip the ball, your hand pushes it out. The ball isn't gripped. You must control the ball. Penetrate the sponge. The finishing motion is done by the waist. You'll feel your swing stops here. Yes. Watch this. You must fully wrap the ball. Your hand will feel like it's gripping the ball. Stop here. Let the waist finish the motion. Just focus on this part. You'll feel your hand is in this position. Record yourself with your phone. I bet everyone swings to this spot. This is your feeling. Others see it differently. Because of muscle memory. Try it tomorrow. Just do half your swing. Twist the racket head first. Then loop the ball. Stop here. Let the waist complete the motion. Then record yourself. You'll think your hand is here, but it's actually here. You'll be surprised. It's a magical discovery. My hand is here, but I stopped here. Try it. You'll understand, and in this moment, you're forced to concentrate power in this short motion. Otherwise, the ball won't land. Previously, people just swung and couldn't identify the problem. They'd say, I can't find it. This is how it used to be. Swing to the middle, to the forehead. But your swing is too late, the ball is already gone. Sometimes we rely too much on the movement. The table tennis movement is just a basic framework. Whether you swing here or here, it doesn't matter. People swing everywhere. Aruna swings behind his head. He can still loop because the principle is correct. I'm not saying the swing isn't important, but as long as it's roughly correct, the key is the contact and the feeling you transmit. Do you understand? The transmitted feeling and principle are crucial. Yes, this is the main point. Feed me another backspin. Let me give an example. Suppose Chen Hao's backspin has 60 revolutions per second of backspin. 60 revolutions per second of backspin. Some say Ru Sung Min swings big. That's fine. I can swing big and still loop. But you can't. You don't know how to accelerate and brake. Now I'm teaching you how to find that acceleration and braking. It doesn't mean you can't swing big, but you won't learn it with your current method. This is the fastest shortcut to experience the feeling of wrapping the ball. By joining my membership, you can watch more than 10 videos in advance and access 30 professional tutorial videos by Fangbo. I will continue to update a members-only video every week. These videos cover everything from beginner basics to advanced techniques,
because it's possible for him to push it to your forehand area,
ensuring you'll find the skills you need. The cost ranges from $1 to $3, depending on your region. Thank you all for your support.